Good morning, FlossTube. It's Chrissy, finally a farm girl. It is Memorial Day, Monday, May 30th, FlossTube episode 47. And I got to admit, I am struggling a little bit here this morning. I think I've started about 7 times. We've had a weird thing happen this weekend that is just kind of concerning, and I will share that. It's obviously nothing too bad, but or I wouldn't be sitting here, but at the same time it is real life, and I do tend to share that. But I'm happy to be sitting here, and if you are a new subscriber, welcome. If you're new to my channel, I'm so glad to have you here. If you are my friends and you're sitting down to stitch with me, once again, I love this time that we have together. As strange as it seems to be when you first start out, it becomes incredibly normal as time goes by. So I'm a little over a year as a floss tuber, and I truly look forward to sitting down, recording the videos, sharing what I've done, sharing what the family's done, and I feel very blessed by this community and all that everyone shares. And I am also blessed by my family, who's so supportive of me doing this, whether it's my husband or my kids or my dad. They all just get it now, and I love that. Randy and Philip are actually off right now, and they usually go do some sort of shopping or something and get lunch. But today, they're going to go take pictures. I asked them to grab pictures of the entrances of all the individual communities, or at least most of them, where inside of the plantation of Leesburg where we live. I've shared before how they really get into decorating the entrances here, and it is such a joy and a pleasure to get to watch. It is all done by volunteers. All the decorations are donated, and you know that it's really important to everybody in here that they do it. But this particular holiday, Memorial Day, we are in a 55 and over community, and you know by watching them put the decorations up, by seeing the special attention to detail of the flags and the eagles and a lot of other things that you will get to see, that this is something that they have, for many in here, that they have experienced personally. And I just think that there's a huge amount of humility and wisdom that is inside of, I'm sure many of these 55 and over communities are, all over. But I wanted to be able to share some of those pictures. So that's what they're off doing right now, is so that we can insert them either at the beginning or the end. So, okay, this is Kronk, by the way. He's kind of my buddy. He's one of our very first rescues when we first rented a farmhouse up here in this Central Florida area, just to make sure we liked it up here. And so at the Humane Society, we did fostering, and they call it a foster. It was a foster fail to us because we had no intention of keeping them. It was him and his sister, and they were only about 4 weeks old. So we just got to love on them. They had to be quarantined at first, and after 8 weeks of them living with us, they weren't going anywhere. So that's my guy Kronk. And we have Kiwi and Kronk. They are a sister and brother team. Okay. My week. It was really a good week, and the best part is that my sister Jennifer, her oldest daughter, my niece Haley, came for a visit. She is the one that did the polar plunge that a few of you helped sponsor, and I'm so very thankful for that, for Special Olympics, and we just had a really nice time. She stayed with my dad, and we had a dinner together, we had a lunch together, we had ice cream together and just enjoyed, just enjoyed some nice relaxing time. Everything we did was really relaxing, and she is, I don't know her exact title, but she was a 911 operator, and now she is a 911. She does the training, and I know I'm not sure of the exact title, but she has definitely moved up, and I'm incredibly proud of her and the service that she provides up in Georgia. Okay, so I thought today would be a great day to do for the most part, a patriotic pattern parade, as well as a few patriotic FFOs that I've done. Not too many. There's quite a few patterns. It's my jam. Patriotic stitching is something that I always know I'm going to have a finish. I can start other things, other whips, and it might take me a bit, but patriotic stitching I just absolutely love it. It probably coincides with history and all the things that I love to decorate with, so it's very, very easy for me to get carried away with the amount of patriotic charts that I have. And I love my patriotic, the genre in my cross-stitching library. So I wanted to give a little bit of a thanks out to a few people, and one is going to be at the end. I would like to share a couple of finishes that an Instagram stitcher shared with me, and I wanted to go ahead and I'll put her Instagram name on top of her photo of her finishes of Witch Beulah, which is really, really cute. And she did, she followed that up with Matilda the Mouse, and she has provided me with their conversions if you want them. So if you see the picture and you want to know what her conversions were, please just go ahead and message me, and I'll make sure that you have them, because they're really good. It's fun to see my work being stitched by other people, and she seems incredibly sweet. So it was nice to meet somebody new. So that was that. So you're going to see a lot of pictures at the end, and we'll just get going right here with, I'm going to start with my whips. What did I work on this week? Well, I did mostly model stitching for Twin Peak Primitives, and boy, is it getting good. It's so hard to not want to show it to you. The other thing I did was, because we are days away, that's right, days away from StitchCon, and since I'm going to weekend A, we'll be up there first. And so Linda and I have worked on, Stitchy Linda, some joint projects that we're doing for our table mates. So that's 6, and it includes stitching and FFOing. And anyway, so I have finished number 4 of 6. Linda started hers, passed them on to me, and eventually, I'm taking pictures as I go. Eventually I will certainly share pictures from StitchCon, but also of them all together. Both Linda and I will share them on our Instagram pages, so you can see what we put together for our stitchy friends. So that kind of is something that I'm definitely on a daily basis working on, and I have 2 left, but that means 2 to stitch and 2 to fully finish. So I try to allow myself a break in between, and when I feel like doing something different, I'll do the fully finishing. So, and then the last thing was, I have been working on my next one of my Christmas designs, and I'm very thankful for everybody's love and support on The Night Before Christmas. That one was released last week or so, and it's just a real cutie. So I will start with what I did in whips this week, and I will start with my Christmas one because I really can't show you the pattern or anything like that, so it'll be easy to share. And this one is called Rudolph's Celebration, and I will give you a peek. Let's see if I can get it in here. It's got a little wrinkle, but you'll see that, let's see here, Rudolph has come into the scene here. You have Mrs. Claus, and she's almost done. I have a little more detail I want to do to her. She's got her cup of cocoa. I'm trying to see where the best light is. There you go. And this right here is going to be, they are in the barn, so you can see there's quite a bit of straw on the ground. And there's a window right here in the barn. And so I'm hoping my goal next week is that I would be able to stitch Santa, who is over on this end, because he is giving his kudos to Rudolph for a night well done. And so that is Rudolph's celebration, and I'm excited to hopefully bring that to a finish, not too far off. He's an enjoyable stitch, just like the night before Christmas. I don't understand what it is about Christmas stitching. We've shared this before, but it is always something. It's like Patriotic. It's like home. It's just easy to stitch. It's easy for me to design for the most part. I didn't do too much designing this week, but I had a good time on a new one, which is Mrs. Claus. Again, a smaller one, but it's really cute. It's really cute, and she is baking some goodies for Santa. So anyways, okay, so that was the first. That's the one that I've been working on kind of during the day. Then I was missing Mary Clayton. Mary Clayton is, let me get her out. She is a sale that I am doing with Carolina cross stitcher Kathy, who, by the way, her and her husband opened up officially an Etsy shop for Pete's Bees Skeps. I always say it wrong, but either way, if you go to Carolina Cross Stitcher's Instagram page, you will see the announcement and the photograph of like his logo on Etsy for his woodworking products. They're beautiful, they're hand turned, and you could always look up bee skeps as well. But anyways, if you can, go out to her Etsy shop, give her some love, follow, and at least like it. But you know, anyways, she's a beautiful stitcher, and we have kind of become hands across the sea stitching partners, if you can. So we're like a team when it comes to this. So this is Mary Clayton. I've had her for a good long while, and I am so happy to be making some good progress. And we've had so many people join in. Sweet Chaos Stitcher, Sweet Water Stitcher, Heather, I'm trying to think of her name, doesn't have sweet in it, so now I'm trying to think of what it was. But if you are on Instagram and you are joining us, if you could tag Kathy and I, that would be great. That helps. I do know that I've shared before that Hands Across the Sea, Nicola Parkman, went ahead and she released Mary Clayton. Since it was an older one, she released it on PDF, so you can, you know, download it quickly and get started. So let me show you my progress. And I am stitching on 30 count legacy linen that I purchased from Hoop and Frame, and it is called, the color is Pecan Shortbread, and this is my project or progress. Hold on one second here. I will say the legacy linen it seems like it gets quite wrinkled. I stitch in hand, so that doesn't help. There you go. But I have officially made my way around the border. I've gotten a start in on the base of the house, the grass. I was able to get this in. And some flowers here. And I came down here and I am working on this like flower pot, or I'm sure there's a more fancy word for what that is, but this is where I'm at right here, and it is this one down here, one of these. So and I love the colors in this, and I'm excited to get the house going. I don't know that I would possibly get the house framework and the windows done, so I could just fill in at StitchCon, but it's an option. And I do find that this pattern is not that difficult to stitch on while I'm talking or chatting or hanging out. But anyways, I would probably want to get it serged or finish off my edges before I did anything like that. So I am stitching that with all the DMC called for threads, which are really quite pretty. This color here just, it just makes it, but let's see here. Let's see if I can give you one more peek. The angel's really cute. I'm excited to get over, and I can get over and do the other one now. But let's see. There you go. Trying to get you over in the light. It seems like it's shaded and a little bit shaded by the door. But anyways, there you go. That's better. It's really fun, and I know that the next one that I want to stitch is Jane Bannister, and it's the one with the two white cats. At first I thought they were tigers because they're on the large side, but it's would be my biggest piece that I've ever stitched of Hands Across the Sea. But I do know, I will double check it when I get it out and show it to you, but I know that Jane, I believe, is also meant for all skill levels. You can do, it's all 2/2, but I will double check that and verify that. I have the pattern, but I do not have the linen, and I would, I believe that I will probably stitch her that in all DMC as well, because I think there's a good amount of colors that are going to be in that just due to the size of it. So it's been nice to do some of their smaller ones, and now Mary Clayton a little bit on the medium size, and then I'm excited because I would like to do a Thanksgiving Day start on Jane Bannister, and I need to get the fabric and the floss for that. So this is something that Susan Stanley and I, her FlossTube is a Stitch in Time, and she is on Instagram as well. She absolutely is just a gorgeous stitcher and textilist, and has wonderful history to share about all sorts of different crafts. And her and I share love for Civil War reproduction type fabrics and things like that. So give her a follow, but I believe we are going to venture down the Jane Bannister sal come Thanksgiving. And so I'm hoping that, of course, Kathy will join in, and anybody else. So anyways, I'm excited for that to come, and that's going to be a Thanksgiving Day start. So I will, as I get that kitted up, I will share that with you. Okay. Now, one day I was in the mood to prepare, but not quite stitch. So I was going to share with you what Linda and I are going to bring up to StitchCon as a start. Now, we're going to put a few stitches in before we go, just so that we don't have to think about that. But we are going to take this special project up to StitchCon, and I got it all ready. Hold on a second. And we are going to join in with Vanna, the Twisted Stitcher, and Michelle, made by Michelle McGraw, their sale with Told in a Garden. So Told in a Garden sale. And I'm not confident if I shared this picture last week, but I believe I did. But I am going to start with the Country Store. I'm sorry, the light's kind of over here. So let me see if I can get it in good for you. The only thing is I did not want to stitch this on dark linen. So Linda and I started down the path of, and I shared a picture thinking as I was getting it ready that I was going to use Grandma's stuffing. And then Linda went up to Brick City, our local needle cross stitch, and she decided on Jobelan Water Lily. And I had forgotten about that. And it is one of my favorite colors that has just a hint of a hue of green in it. And it's Jobelan Water Lily. And I love stitching on Jobelan. It's so soft. And stitching in hand, that just makes all the difference in the world. So I've changed my mind. and she picked it up for me. So this Sunday, there is a Stitch In Sunday at Brick City Cross Stitch, and I will be going up there, and we are going to do a little birthday cake for Philip that day because Philip's birthday is June 6th. So she has the fabric for me, and I will be excited to have it fully kitted up. So anyways, I will at least share with you that I got the floss, and I'll use this fabric just as something I can hold up for you. But there are 41 of these DMC flosses that I got. And oh my goodness, I put each one on a drop. The colors are, oh my gosh, so fun. I really can't even twist it. But seriously, there must be a little bit of, I just can imagine a country store because they've got everything on the shelves. So I can understand why there might be purples or different colors that you maybe wouldn't normally see, but look at back here. So this is Told in a Garden, the country store. Join in with their Sal. This is right up my alley. I picked this particular one for my, hold on, let me put that fabric back. For my first Told in a Garden, because I have a sweet memory of when we visited my parents in Georgia when they lived in Clarksville, and we went to the town of Dahlonega, and on the way there was this historic country store, and we stopped in, and I have a picture of my daughter who at the time was maybe 7, and she's got long blonde hair, and I'm talking about Olivia, she's my youngest, and it was just so fun to show her what a country store would have looked like. And then of course myself as a kid, I went to many when I went traveling with my parents and camping. So I think that a country store has great memories for me. So that's kind of why I picked it to be my first one. I also have a Told in a Garden, Grandma's Barn, or Grandma's House, and Grandpa's Barn. And those are right now the ones that I have, and Blueberry Homecoming. So, but we are going to start. I've got it in my nice bag from, I know her by Tammy Blaylock, but Creative Country Girl. And I love her bags. They're long, they're deep. I can fit Q-snaps. If you did Q-snaps, they fit nicely. I stitch in hand, so it doesn't matter. But 40 things of DMC wrapped up floss needed some good space. So this is where she will live. Okay, so that's really it as far as whips and what did I work on besides the things I can't show you, which is model stitching and StitchCon stitching. So let me take 2 seconds. 1 second here. I needed to check my phone. So here's the thing that has gotten me concerned, and if I'm acting like I'm not completely all there. Well, okay, one of the meds that Philip is on can be tricky sometimes to get, and it is to control his seizures. And we have dealt with this for a really long time. And unfortunately, about 3 weeks ago, we went to get the script, pick it up from Walgreens. They didn't have it in stock. And because you have to wait kind of until the end to call in for the refill or scan it, unfortunately, they were out. They don't carry a lot of this in. It's hard to explain, and I don't think that that's what anybody wants to hear on here. But it is part of our life, and it is frustrating, and it's even scary sometimes. So Walgreens did not have it, and we had to hunt it down. Now, if you want to pay for it out of cash, out of pocket, you can, but it's incredibly expensive. So Randy was able to find it at Walmart, which meant we quickly drove to Walgreens, picked up the paper script, drove it down to Walmart, and they had a partial. He gets so many bottles, and they had a couple. So it meant that they had to take the script, break it into pieces, call it a partial, which means every week we're having to call in, and we have to get him down where he's so low that then you can call in. And maybe a lot of you, or maybe some of you, understand a little bit of, I'm not saying they're games, but it is what you have to do in order to work through the insurance and the pharmacies. And so ultimately we turned it into a partial because he didn't get all of it. And then we had to call it back in when we were getting close. And you have to wait till literally you're down to one dosage left is how they will do it. Otherwise, the insurance will not turn around and refill it. So we went through it twice, and we were ready to do it again on Saturday. We had to wait till Saturday. And then when we did, we thought we would be picking it up Sunday morning. That's what Walmart said. Well, yesterday morning, long story short, basically is your insurance is saying you need an authorization. That's where it can get so messy and so scary and so concerning, because now Philip is out. He's out of those meds. And I don't think that, I don't know everything by any means, but it just seems so hard to think that there's not a solution for an emergency type thing like this, and all of a sudden we don't have it anymore. It's to control seizures, and basically their answer is you need to call your insurance company, which of course we did, but they're closed. Not only were they closed Sunday, which I understand it's Sunday, but there's no emergency backup. Then we called today, hoping, that we could pick up some today, and of course no answer, and they're closed. And so you have to, as a parent, use all that wisdom, all your motherly intuition, and you have to decide how you're going to handle this. And that's why it gets concerning, because when your body gets so accustomed to these meds and these things that control your seizures, obviously not getting a dose like that is not supposed to happen. And this is why it's unfortunate that there's not a backup through the insurance. And this is not a small insurance company by any means. So Randy is off with him, and we're just trying to play it real easy, because we just want him to make it through to tomorrow without too much trouble. But it does mean that I can't give him one of his medicines, which has really never happened. I have, the ability with other meds to shut things down, but why should he have to go through that? So it's just one of those days. It's one of those mama's days where I feel like he shouldn't have to pay the price because something in the network or the computer system. Why do we need to have to do anything when this is already a script that you've already given us some? And he takes it and has been taking it for well over 7, 8, almost 10 years now. It's just not new, and it just shouldn't be that hard. But sometimes life isn't always easy, is it? So you put a smile on your face, and you take all the wisdom and, like I said, intuition, and you pray. That's how I do it. And you just know that on the other end, it'll be okay. But I can't say that it doesn't get frustrating. That's for sure. So that's why I thought it would be so fun to take some really good things and share them with you today, since I didn't have as much and we've been busy doing other family things. So, and I don't have very much haul, which I think it's just because I was so busy doing some of the other things for StitchCon. So I'm going to show you FFOs now of former Patriotic pieces that I've taken some down off my walls. Now I have tons with flags. I did not include every single piece that had a flag in it, or there would be nothing on my wall hardly. So I stuck with ones that I just thought were true blue Patriotic. And the first one I pulled down for you was an oldie but a goodie, but oh, there's my ring light. Oh boy, there you go. George and Martha by Plum Street. And I have the others to work on. I have George celebrate or decorates for Martha, but I didn't include those because those are more fall. So you'll see those out later. And I would love to get one of these done. But this was one of the other 5 that I had together with my mom. And I think my sister has my mom's of this. And yeah, that would be a good one to get finished. So anyways, I believe that we stitched it on a 28 count. It's almost like a summer khaki. I don't remember now, but they're really cute and they're really fun. I had a good time stitching this one with all the different stars. So that was that. One second here. Maybe I'll put it on the chair. Sorry, I disappeared for a second. Okay, now I absolutely will forever love Twin Peak Primitives Patriotic pieces that they do. This is called Liberty Lane. And this is only a partial part of their pattern that I stitched because I had this dark red, it's like a reddish black frame. So let me get it a little closer for you. There's a tractor in the barn. There's flags draping down everywhere. Farmer and his wife. I absolutely loved this black house. This was so fun to stitch. So, like I said, yes, there's a nice border that went around it, but I had this frame and it was rustic and a deep red, and I was so happy that I had something that I could stitch inside here. So anyways, I stitched it on 28 count Lugana from Hobby Lobby that I tea-dyed, and it is called Liberty Lane. So it had all my things: sheep, flags, barns, houses. I loved that she made that house a black house. Love it. So that is one that you can find in their Etsy shop as well as their website. And then this was another favorite. This is big but fun and stitched up quite quickly, actually. And this is called Sweet Land of Liberty. As you can see, that I did the whole chart this time and included the border. It was so fun. Let me get you in a little bit closer now. Again, you've got the chickens, the barn, the flags that are swagged across the barn. I love the gold one. The church with the steeple. Just walking the cow down the street. And this is absolutely so fun on this end. Now, some of the dyed for flosses, I did change the colors. I really can't tell you what I used. I can tell you that's whiskey right there. But for the most part, I always go to my reds. So there might have been some changes, but I don't recall. And that's easy enough to change to your own favorite colors. But that is Sweet Land of Liberty by Twin Peak Primitives. And I love that one. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, stay there. And then the last one I pulled off the wall. I mean, like I said, I could have pulled so many things, but I really was trying to just stick pure patriotic, not as historic. But I did pick out and took off the wall because it's been a while. A lot of new subscribers, which, by the way, I think I'm 40 away from a 7,000 giveaway. So I'm close. I'm getting very close. And thank you to those who have double checked their subscriptions and all that, because I'm getting very close and I'm excited for the things I've gathered for you. So anyways, this is the last one I took off the wall. It's pretty good right there. And this is One Nation Under God by Twin Peak Primitives. This one I stitched the model on. I absolutely love it. Nerdan is completely gifted in her designing of patriotic stitches, which you know, it's so unique that someone from the Netherlands, these two ladies, can create, you know, Americana patriotic historic pieces like they live here all their life. And I think that that's a true talent and gift. So I absolutely cherish this piece. I know I stitched it on, I believe it was 28 count Heartland. And it's just was, it was just something that at a time when I felt like our country needed a little extra love and to remember, this has just worked out perfectly to be stitching on and bring comfort. So that is One Nation Under God. And again, you can get that you can get all of those through their Etsy shop. Hold on a second, I think my chair's gonna make a noise. So sorry about that. Okay, so now we are down to the pattern parade. I wanna make sure I didn't forget anything this week, because then next Sunday maybe I'll record on Saturday, but probably not because it's already Monday. Probably Sunday after I go do the stitching. If not, I will not see you again until after StitchCon, which will be so excited. And I don't know how we're gonna fit it in, but I know that I'll have as much as I can to try and share something. I may even have to just share something from my phone up at StitchCon, but either way, I'll make sure that you're getting some pictures and things like that. We're getting very excited, and that's why I really would like to get this medicine thing taken care of, squared away, whatever you want to call it. It's not fair to Philip, but I want to leave knowing that everything is good. I don't want to worry about that. So anyways, okay, let's start doing some pattern parades. I love these. I don't know how everybody else is, but I absolutely love watching pattern parades. Okay, so I am gonna just go for it in no rhyme or reason. The first one is, I'll probably have to get my glasses out because I'll be reading stuff. The first one is, this is by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais, and this is Souvenirs of the Heart. This is gonna be hard, there we go. I really love that house. And this one, I won't go through everyone like this, but see, and I know I have the perfect rickrack for all that. Yeah, this is a nice color chart, and I think what I'm gonna do this time is, as I go through these with you, I think I'm gonna pull aside some. I'd like to start one today. That's not huge. We'll see, but this would be a good candidate and would be good. I have a dough bowl that has like 2 patriotic stitches in it, and just not much. I've done big pieces, so this would be a good one to add. So that is that. All right, the next one again is Happy Birthday America, and this is With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais again. I'll turn it this way for you. Another good one. I do have the little piece of fabric in the back for the drum. Hopefully I'm gonna get rid of the glare. You would not want me to open up every one of these. I believe Brenda and Laura, I believe Brenda just stitched this. I know she stitched another one. And by the way, thank you so much, Brenda and Laura, for sharing this sampler. Just the thought of visiting my Etsy shop and checking out my designs. That was so sweet. Okay, and this is another one. This is Red, White, and Bloom by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. This one you've seen a lot of people stitching on right now. Sweet Chaos Stitcher. I think she just shared this one. I feel like this is a little dark here. There you go. And again, that would be another one that would be perfect for me to just work on today. Okay, then there is Country Rustic Primitives. This is a toy soldier pillow tuck. This is off Etsy, and I liked that. But it could also, you know, go into many other holidays as well. But very cute, and I know on this one I might just grab a scrap and coffee dye it and shove it in the oven, and oh, that'd be so cool. Okay. Oh boy, this is Liberty's Welcome. And I know the quickest place to go see this done is Christy of Crosshatch Quilts has this hanging, and it is breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. It's by Plum Street Samplers. I mean, many people have stitched it, but I know the quickest place is to go check out Christy's FlossTube a while back. And she has it hanging. And so this is one of my mom's favorites that you see everything. I mean, when you get excited about everything, it's funny when you really get excited about something good. Her and I could get excited about so much. But when she saw Liberty's Welcome on Christy's channel, she was like, oh, we're doing this. So we both had it. We were going to start it, and then it just didn't happen. And so I really just need to make it happen. But this is something. That one's just stunning. Plum Street has a very special way as well with patriotic stitching. Okay, and then I have all three of the Plum Street samplers, and these are the Heritage Sampler. Now this one I absolutely love because it has Lincoln and Mary. There's not many that show Mary, so I absolutely adore this. Need to go out and get, my hopes for this was to get the same fabric for all three, then start one. The second one was a new constellation. And I believe, I want to say some of this was over one, but I can't quite recall without looking at the back. But she stitched that on 36 count Oaken. I won't be stitching that on 36 count. Maybe 32. I could handle 32. I feel pretty good about 32 lately. And the most recent is the Equality Sampler. And that eagle is, oh man, so cool. So I have all three of those that I want to stitch. And then there's Lincoln Home 1860 Sampler by Chessie and me. Now, I'm going to send a personal message to Colleen of Stitching with the Sisterlies. Colleen, do you have this pattern? And if you do you want to stitch it with me? I would love to finally get this one stitched up. I just love it. It says, I like to see a man proud of the place in which he lives. I like to see a man live so that his place is proud of him. Abe Lincoln. I love that saying. I just am really, I have always been somebody who loves my house. I have always been somebody who I felt lived in a home with my parents that were very proud of their home. It didn't matter the size. It mattered just that you could tell they were proud of it. And I think that that's something that our kids should have instilled in them. And I laugh sometimes because, yes, you know, I have two 19-year-olds. I've been through the teenage stage. I've been through the toddler stage. No house is going to be perfect. No house is ever going to not have toys in it when you're a mom of young kids. But I do think that you can still show and reflect that you're proud of what you have, whether you rent it or own it. I'm not perfect at plants and growing things, so maybe I have less of them. But inside my house, I feel like you can tell no matter what that I am proud of it, and it's one of those things that I liked that saying. I liked it. So Colleen, if you have that and want to stitch that, I would love to do that with you and push myself to do my first Chessie and Me. I've never done a Chessie and Me, and I have about 5 of them. The next Chessie and Me that I have is called the Grant House 1865. These are all right up my wheelhouses because this is the 1860, this is 1865, the Grant House. So Colleen, I'm thinking it'd be so cool to do together if she could find this. So anyways, let us have peace. Okay, the next one, we're switching designers to Heartstring Samplery. Love this. This is the Liberty Pin Drum, then the Justice Needleberry. Now, I'm gonna leave this out because obviously Patriotic is gonna carry us through the summer. It's gonna carry me 4th of July. I love that. And I made a promise to myself that this year it was gonna be about, I wanted to do one more drum and I wanted to do my first strawberry. So this would work. I have a lot of the Erica Michaels and I know I want to do a Christmas one, but this would be another good one to leave out. So I think I'm gonna do like I said and leave these in a patriotic basket of sorts somewhere so that I'm reminded of what I have in my library, my cross-stitching library. I like that. It works for me. Another Heartstring Samplery, fell in love with this, and I believe, yes, it was 2020, and it's called A Plant of Rapid Growth. That's crazy. Okay, it says Liberty is a plant of rapid growth. George Washington, 1788. And it's really, really pretty. And I believe that this is another one of those that it just takes your breath away when you see it fully finished. So the model was stitched on 32 count Heartland. That's right up my alley, completely up my alley. And there is a DMC conversion. So, love it. Okay. This one is by Manny Dodonna, and it is Life, Liberty, and Happiness. And I believe this was kind of cool. I got this on clearance at my local needle shop, so that was kind of cool. I probably could have saved this for 4th of July because this is the Declaration of Independence, July 4th. That all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator in certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. So, I hope you can see these good. Anyways, I liked that one. She's got it finished in a small pillow, and I can't tell if this part down here is in the pattern, so let's look. I thought it was just the words and stuff above, but now I'm seeing something else. Maybe it is in, maybe that's a border. One second here. It's black and white, nice and easy to read, and there is a border on the bottom, but it's not that. That must be fabric then. So, but there is a little border across the bottom that looks like you just change colors every 3. It's this right here. So this is the end. So this is a good contender. And this was stitched on 30 count. So that's fun. I have 30 count. Okay. Next one is Annie B's, which, by the way, Annie B's has a great floss tube with her daughters. I hope I remember to tag everybody who I talk about in here, but Annie B's has some great designs, and I feel like this year she just released a pair, and it's like a red, and it's just gorgeous. But what I love about Annie B's is her floss tube, and that her 2 adult daughters have joined her, and it is so fun. One, her youngest daughter works for her and I believe went to market. The oldest daughter it's just so cool to see how their tastes in stitching, which it seems to happen to everybody, are already changing. And it's nice because I know how special it is, you know, that my daughter Heather loves to stitch, and we have that in common. And so it's nice. It's just really nice, and I really enjoy their floss tubes that they're doing it together. That's 3 people's whips, 3 people's progress. Sometimes it's new designs. It's helping their mom out. It's family. It's everything. So I really enjoy that floss tube. So okay, let me get the next pile. We have more Plum Street. We have Always Remember. Another, oh my goodness, gorgeous. The house is stunning. Here, I can take this one out. And I know a lot of people have already seen these. Sometimes I like them because sometimes it's nice because we're just reminded of a pattern that we have, or one that we thought we wanted to buy and never did. So pretty. I was trying to see if she wrote anything on here, but this is, the fabric used was by Fox and Rabbit, and it is 36 count eucalyptus. So pretty. And 3 eagles on that. I love that. So cool. So that one is Always Remember by Plum Street Samplers. And this is Summer Delivery by Plum Street Samplers. This has been out a good long while, and I just need to do it. There we go. It's got the sheep I love, the horse I love. That reminds me of George Washington's horse. So what she has with this series is Harvest Delivery, Halloween Delivery, and Spring Delivery. And I think I need to get the Halloween Delivery. I would like that. Anyways, okay. And this one was stitched on 36 count beeswax. So let me put that one back. Okay. The next one is Flag Flock and Sheep Keep. So, another Plum Street. Love that long flowing flag. And then you have this little sheep keep, a little pin keep. Really cute. Love those sheep. Okay, teeny tiny one. I don't know about anybody else, but I've been really in the mood I'm missing a Lizzie Kate. Have not had one in my whips for a good while, and I'm missing it. So I do have a small Lizzie Kate, and it is the, looking for the name, 4th of July Flip It. Now that's a little teeny tiny one. Another great one to just get done. Just do it. So it has a button on it, and it's a Liberty Bell, which is really cute. I don't have that. This one I got, and it is does not have that. However, I have plenty of other things, so I can sew something in, or it doesn't have to have any at all. All right. Baltimore Salt Box by Brenda Gervais. Just a great flowing flag. She stitched this on 28 count Mushroom Lugana. Love it. And I love the box. The wooden sewing box. They are available at her Brenda's online store, which is the Country Stitches Online. So cute. Okay, this is Scarlet House, Hannah's Brownstone. My daughter stitched this for her mother-in-law, and this picture does not do it justice. That house is gorgeous, stitched up. Really, really pretty. Uses, and oh my gosh, her little dog is so cute. Tanya's little dog is back there. Anyways, Hannah's Brownstone. Love it. They use summer khaki. This was a gift from a friend of mine on Instagram that she had just sent a little care package not too long ago, and she said this one reminded her of me, and this is Stitching with the Housewives, Liberty Farm. Really fun, really cute. Chickens. My favorite flowers, sunflower. And they stitched this on 28 count black even weave. I'm pretty sure, I believe that's their kind of go-to, but I'm not sure what I would stitch that on. It wouldn't be black, I could tell you that. Not because I don't think it looks great, but because I just can't see it. Okay, next one. This is by Monica's Stitching Studio. This is off Etsy. She has been a friend in the stitching community and Instagram forever, and this was one of her designs when she first started designing. So it's called Freedom, and I like him a lot. I think he would look cute next to my Abe's Parade. I just thought about that because he's got his eagle and then Abe's got his eagle, so I think if you put the two together, I think that would be really cute. So this is by Monica's Stitching Studio. And I can tell you that it is stitched on 28 count tea-dyed Monaco even weave, 2/2, and if you stitch it on 28 count, it'll be 5.5 by 5.5. So if I do 32 count on that, and she's got a great color pattern, I think that's a must stitch really quick, really quick. All right, this was one I found when I very first started. It's a good 4 years ago now. I very first figured out that Etsy had cross-stitch patterns. Like, that's how far it goes back. I still want to stitch it. I don't think I'll stitch the words in the flag, but I did love the fact that it was sampler, and I'm not sure that I'll use the fabric I picked out, even though I do like it. But this is called, the Etsy shop is Design Craft Art Shop. And then this is the sampler. And I just thought it was just, I like that it was kind of, you know, home sweet home. But I don't care for the wording in the flag. So I think I would just stitch it solid. But I thought it was nice. And then I had picked out this 22 count or 28 count linen star sapphire. And it's just this kind of pretty, it's kind of like, it's a blue green. But it reminded me of what it showed here. So, and I've never stitched it. Okay, this is Tree of Life Samplings, Penny America. Oh my gosh. I love this so much, and I believe that Ginger Shaw just finished this not too long ago. Hold on while I get the front out for you. There you go. And it turned out so good. So check out Ginger on Instagram. I'm pretty confident this is the one she recently finished. If not, you'll like her stuff anyways. But, okay. That's that one. This is another Etsy find. I believe I found this last year. This is Proud to Be a Nation. I really liked her. Probably more of your 4th of July if you wanted it to be. But she looks beautiful stitched up. And I'm trying to think here. There we go. By the Resting Eagle. Proud to Be a Nation by the Resting Eagle. She is on Instagram, and I bought this pattern off Etsy. So it looks like there's some gentle art flosses in this, but anyways, I thought that was a unique, I hadn't seen anything like that before, and I liked that. All right, then I picked up, this is from Lone Elm Lane, and oh, I know Stitchy Linda had found something, and then we went ahead and ordered from Lone Elm Lane, and this is the one that I got, which is called the Patriot. Again, maybe more of your historic type stitching, but still patriotic, and loved that. And then I have this really cool gift from Kim, the stay-at-home quilter. I've always wanted to do the Early American series. She stitched it beautifully and shared it, and I kind of freaked out a little bit, and she graciously gifted me the entire set. So I won't go through all of these again because I've done that, and I know a lot of people know what this series is. This is Little House Needleworks. I loved watching Colleen of Stitching with the Sisterlies. She made a quilt with these. Each one of these became the center of a quilt block, and it turned out breathtaking. I love that. So that is the Early Americans, and I just don't want much more time to go without me stitching that. And what I need to do is pick the fabric and get it for all of it and go. Okay, this is Primitive Needleworks, and it's called Emancipation, and this is off Etsy. I like this. Let me peek in and see if it's a black and white pattern, but I don't think it's terribly big. But again, love it. Okay, then I have, of course, the one I just shared last time. That's the Teresa Kogut, the newest one, Broad Stripes and Bright Stars. I just went through like kind of a little bit of a picture show, so I won't go too much into that, but that's her newest one, but that certainly counts for patriotic stitching. I have a few Shepherd's Bush patterns. This one is more for July, but I have that one. So we'll keep that in the pile, but I certainly won't stitch it now, but it's nice and small. It still has the button. I have a Americana roll kit. This is an oldie but a goodie of Shepherd's Bush. So it's got everything I need in the back. Oh, that's that. And then I ordered this kit through the 2022 Nashville market. And I would love to get a start on this at least sometime this year because I have everything I need for it. So let me get it in there. Another really nice eagle. You can never miss, you always know Shepherd's Bush when you see it, once you've stitched them a little bit. So anyways, I think that is it. Now that doesn't mean I don't have any other hidden that were meant for 4th of July. But I believe that is the biggest chunk of my patriotic patterns that I have in my library. So I had one little piece of haul. I don't think I got anything else, which is nice, but I picked up this white charm pack. And so this seems kind of strange, but I was watching some of Vanna Twisted Stitcher's finishing tutorials, and I like the fact that she was sharing her finishes on the Christmas, I think it was by Little House Needleworks, but how she was finishing smalls. And she said one of the most important things she's learned and does now is she puts a piece of white fabric behind the stitched piece, and it makes the colors of your stitched piece show up even better. That when the light goes through your linen or your fabric and it hits the white and it pops back, you see your stitching even better. And I could see that even on her video. So I know she mentioned just a white sheet. You can use whatever you want, but I thought for the sizes that I do that are typically a charm pack size, I wanted to try it, and I wanted to start using it in my small. So I wanted to start incorporating that, and this was a great way. I believe this was Hobby Lobby. And when I saw the white pack, I'm like, that's perfect. That is the perfect way for me to start that. So we are at an hour. I wanted to go ahead and I will put the winner of the giveaway, which last week's word was mistletoe. So thank you for everybody who, entered. This week, I would like to just go ahead and give away. I'm really trying to hold many of the pieces, the bigger things that I'm getting for the 7,000 subscriber giveaway. So I would say this time, why don't we just, again, we can use let's use patriotic, since that's what we just did. We'll use the word patriotic, and you can pick, you can tell me what pattern you would like to pick and just send it to me. If you are the, when you win, we'll announce it, and you can just pick a pattern from my shop, and we'll go that way like we did before. That has worked really well with emails. So the winner of today will be announced at the end. The word was mistletoe. If you are the winner, we'll put my email address right underneath it. And other than that, coming up this week is Philip's birthday. Sorry, that's next Monday. Next Monday is Philip's 22nd birthday. So right now I'd like to get the meds resolved. I'd like to relax this afternoon. Oh, I did have one more haul. One more big thing I wanted to tell you about. Oh my gosh. Saturday was so fun because I have always wanted to have something again in my life from a childhood. And that was at one Christmas, my parents had ordered these handmade dollhouses. We had different colors, and it was so fun. And my sister and I could look for things and collect, and we had them. They were big, but they were awesome. And if I told you that I don't know where mine went, I don't over time. And anyways, I have always looked, and I love the history of dollhouses. And I thought it would be fun, since I can't have every antique there is in the world in my physical home. But it would be fun to take a dollhouse, if I found one that I liked, and renovate back in time. I just thought that was really fun. And so as cruising through Facebook Marketplace, I found one that I loved. The exterior is in wonderful shape. I believe this man works with miniatures, and the inside just needs some help. So it needs wallpaper removed, and it came with all the bushes, and it's on a turntable. It's bigger than I thought, which Randy laughed. I obviously struggle with size issues sometimes. Going back to the cuckoo clock experience that I ordered, you'd have to go way back in my or FlossTubes to find that one. But anyways, I will insert a picture at the end of my dollhouse. And Philip's had a great time already. He loves miniatures. And I had that Christmas diorama miniatures that I always put out at Christmas time. And so that is kind of where it stemmed from. I'm really excited. And I love the fact that when you start learning about dollhouses and things like that, it's almost similar to stitching in a different way, especially if you love to stitch things about history or samplers and things like that. I did not know that originally the first dollhouses, I believe, came from Germany, and that they were used as a teaching tool, just like a sampler. So the house itself was, if you were wealthy enough to have one and wealthy enough to have servants and things of that sort, in the late 1700s and 1800s, they would have these miniatures put together in a house, and the daughter, who was used to having her things taken care of for her, the dollhouse was used as a teaching tool to show her how she would need to learn how to manage her future home, and what the kitchen needs and all the things you have to have. And I just thought that was so interesting, and I'm excited to learn more, less about maybe the playing with the dollhouse, but the histories of the dollhouse, and also be able to bring in some antiques and things like that and create a more historical type display. But of course, decorate for Christmas, maybe even for Halloween and fall and things like that. It'll have to start off slow as I gather things, but for right now, Philip knows we are in the renovation stages, but the great part is I don't have to touch the front. It's just the inside, and I think we're going to have a really good time. So I will share a picture of that, but I was treated very specially to a dollhouse this weekend, and it was exciting. So on that note, I hope you have a really great week, and I thank you for all of those who watched and subscribed, and I'm just thankful for our friendship. Anyways, I have a lot at the end, so I hope that you'll stay tuned. I hope you'll hang in there to the very end, and other than that, oh my gosh, I'll see you next week. I will have more fun to share. Have a great week. Smile, and don't forget to floss. Bye, guys.